Welcome to the Zesty Ginger Podcast. We are Megan and Dr. Alex. We are here for transformation. Yours, ours, and the collective. Personal and professional for practitioners. But not just any transformation. Compassionate transformation. Because between the two of us, we have seemed to have done things the painful way. Let our pitfalls become your stepping stones. We aren't afraid to share our raw and vulnerable truths in order to help you transform your thinking, your body, your heart, and your soul. Combining 15 years of functional medicine with brain-based habit change to lead you to the best life possible in a compassionate way. Compassion, yes, yet plan to roll up your sleeves. Transformation requires your participation. And a quick reminder, this information is not meant to diagnose, manage, or treat disease. Always consult with your doctor, not this doctor, before making changes. Now let's get into the episode.
Dreaming. What we've found is the women we work with who allow themselves to dream are the ones that go through this process the fastest. So much more is possible. And this is where I said, I want you to pull back and go back and really do the part of the workbook at the end of this challenge. Because when you write down things that you want and the things that you want to pull in, and the things that you're going to make happen, even when you don't know how that's going to happen, I'm telling you, I have done this at many different programs, and the things I write down just happen.
Every time.
Every time. So please write down. If it's scary to dream, if you're getting feelings about dreaming, know that this is common. You're not alone. This is how I felt, because my brain was wanting to say, yeah, but how would I do all that? And if I write it down and it doesn't happen, then what does that mean about me? And once I got over that, I write huge dreams down. I write all sorts of stuff down. I'm like, I don't care how it happens. I'm going to put it on here. Is anybody having a little feeling coming up in their belly or their chest right now?
It happens.
It does happen.
It does. Because here's the thing that has happened. In this process over the last 5 days, we've been taking you through the 7 steps of transformation. The 7 steps that rinse and repeat every single thing that we have ever wanted. All the results that the women we work with have gotten, everything that will happen for you comes down to these 7 steps. 7 steps of transformation. And when we get really intentional and clear about how that moves, we can much more powerfully impact it. And so here we are last day, and we're asking you to dream. You're at the point where now you've changed. You're no longer the person that started listening to the series, right? There's your perspective. You've moved up the levels inside the Empire State Building. And now you're looking from a different place saying, wow, now that I've changed, now that I've leveled, now that I'm integrating all these concepts, now what's the dream? Where am I going? What's happening? And like Megan's saying, we have built into our brain the desire to feel safe, to feel comfy, to feel supported. And that means that throughout this transformational process, these 7 steps go in a cycle, because as you up level, sometimes what happens is that it feels scary to dream. It feels scary to step into this, because sometimes you get there and look around and you know you've changed. You know you're no longer that same person. And now you have to look around your life and make decisions. That's where the courage starts to come in, where we start to say, now from this new identity, who am I and what does she need? What support, and is this stuff working that old her had, right? And there can be a lot of things that come up that really get people to whoop right off that path, right when they're just so close to being there. This is where we're going to pull out one of the steps and teach you right this second, because we want to have you understand very clearly and embody inside your physical vessel that when you apply these steps, when you take the actions, when you go inside and feel that feeling and say, that anxiety, that nervousness to dream is telling me that I need resources. We go and find them. And that feeling of confidence and having our own back just grows. And our dreams get bigger because we get more expansive, because we grow and get bigger. And more is available for us, and we are capable of more. So what is this thing that you can do right now? What is it that you can do today? Right? How can you take one of the 7 steps and transform today and every day moving forward? And that for us is helping the body feel safe within your care, within the leadership you provide. The identity that you have is that you have a physical body, and it requires love, it requires support, it requires attention. But this isn't a laundry list of checklists of whether you're eating the right food or whether you're doing the right morning routine and all of that stuff that we get so looped in, right? This is saying, I love my physical body and I will take care of it moment by moment by moment by moment. And that is what we're talking about, right? Cultivating the feeling of safety is not just something that happens to us. It's something that we build within ourselves. And there are so many resources to do that. One of them is parasympathetic activation of the nervous system. We have a supercomputer hardwired within this physical vessel that transmits information, and they're quite frankly just buttons to press. Right. And that is why we're not going to get into the details of all the 7 steps. That would be way too overwhelming and far too much information. What we want to do is talk today about just some simple tools. And if you already have been hearing about us talk about parasympathetic, talking about some today that you can continue to apply. And if you've heard this and you're like, yeah, parasympathetic is good, and you're not doing it, then this is your invitation to take care of the physical vessel so that you can function from a place of resourcefulness, from seeing options, and from truly identifying the identity that you want to embody that will get you to where you want to go the most, right? That is how we'll make those decisions. So parasympathetic, one of my favorite new ones that I've been using a lot is the ear scissors. So you might have heard me talk about this before, but let's do a reminder. So the ear scissors is where you take your index and your 3rd finger and you apply pressure right below your earlobe. And then when you are ready, you are going to slide your fingers up. You're going to split them as if they were scissors. And one finger is going to go behind your ear and one finger is going to go in the front of it. And you're just going to gently apply pressure up to the top of your ear. And then you're going to slide back down with those fingers and take them all the way down to your collarbone. You're going to repeat that move, activating that vagus nerve and how it travels. One of the new things that we haven't talked about here is acupressure on the ears. Acupressure and rubbing the ears all along. It feels so good. So if you're somewhere that you can do that now, you can begin to do that coupled with the ear scissors and just feel that release. You'll feel your physical body. You'll feel, I call it the whoosh. It's almost like a little bit of a rain shower that goes all throughout your body and down into your legs. And you'll feel that release. And we want to honor that, allowing the breath to slow down, allowing the heart rate to come down. And when we've been living from a ramped up, high anxiety strategy place where we use guilt and shame and stress to motivate ourselves to accomplish things, this can feel really different. It can feel like, oh, I'm almost fuzzy, but welcome to comfort, welcome to calm, welcome to peace and joy and all of these things. When we practice getting into the state and we begin to allow our mind to function from the freedom of this, freedom from threats, freedom from fear, and we begin to say, yes, these things exist, right? There's threats in the world. I feel the fear of new and the unknown, and yet I am courageous and supported and unified enough to handle that. Then we really move forward. That dreaming isn't just dreaming anymore, which is where it hurts. The dreams become the reality, and the reality begins to parlay into more dreams. And when the doubt comes up, we say, I've done this before. I have evidence. I have overcome this. I have become more. These things work for me. I have fought for my strategies. I have fought to have a toolkit that is just mine, not other voices that say who I should be or what I should do or what should feel good to me, but me. I decided. And I showed up for myself, and here's what happened. And when we doubt, when we are in fear, when we are scared, we have our own body of evidence that says, but no, wait, who am I as an identity? And if that's a fighter, a warrior for good in the world, for creation, for helping people feel more love, there's so much division and hate right now. It takes each of us individually standing in the power of being loving, being pure love in a world that's not that. That's how we change the game. Because going around arguing and fighting and playing the same game over and over, we know when we look around that that's not working. What we can do, though, is turn that around and use all of these resources, all of these tools, and the power that we hold individually to say, no more from me. This isn't a forcing of anybody else, but who am I going to be? How can I function as that light, as that calm and peace that says, when you come to me, you'll find love here, not the rest. And that comes down to moment by moment thoughts we have, the habitual thoughts, the emotions that we allow ourselves to stay in and live in and cultivate for ourselves. And therefore the habits that we do, how good they feel to us, what that's modeling and role modeling for people in our lives, the kids around us, maybe even our parents, our friends, our coworkers, right? Stepping into that love, stepping into, I am setting the tone. And it takes one person in a community, like the Steve Rands of the world, right? The Megans, that stand up and say, here's who I am. The entire community shifts. One connected is stronger than millions without, right? That, and we've heard that from many different teachers over time, including teachers of today. And so it completely flips the script when that fear kicks up. It says, I'm not smaller than the fear. I am bigger than it, because the fear is just one component of me. And by definition, that means it's smaller than me. I don't inhabit it. It inhabits me. And that means I'm greater than that. Everything changes. This is how we change the world. One at a time, us, but then it snowballs. And that is what we're really after, right? The transformation isn't just about us. It's about what happens to this world when you alone get brighter. And we tend to downplay that, but really consider what you believe. What Megan and I believe is that one person does have that power. And we see it time and time again, because one person creates 2 more people, and 2 more people make 4 more people, or 8 more people, or 16 more people, and off we go. So your ability to dream when you fill out that workbook, remember that. It's not just your dreams. It is about your dreams, and you should have everything you want. And it's not about sacrificing yourself. And that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you win and everybody wins. And when everybody wins, we win, right? It all goes full circle. And that is the story. That is what we're all doing here. The question is, what are you going to do as part of that? What are we all individually willing and able to do as part of that? And it's very, very exciting, right, Meg?
Heck yeah. Especially, we're watching this. My husband and I are watching this with our 2 daughters, is that he's Native American, and there's some strong generational trauma. And the fact that he has been willing to dig into his own, and I am always doing my best to dig into mine. we're watching this new generation not have a tie to that, not having that same structure, not having those same ties. They're just breaking that generational chain. And it's, who knows what that'll do in the world, right? If we have
Yeah.
families practicing this, if we have people digging into this, and we really want you all to just be doing that thing that lights you up, be doing that thing that you can share for the world. I had this amazing session with a friend recently. Um, uh, this amazing, she's an amazing, energy practitioner. And gosh, her gift is so awesome. And unfortunately, she has not found these tools for her own anxious thoughts. She hasn't found a way to calm her body and her parasympathetic, and she hasn't found a way to shift some of the beliefs. And because of that, is really only sharing this service with, friends and family. And it's something that is so powerful. Don't worry, I'm working on her. And I just see something like that. I see people with gifts all the time. And maybe that gift is being an amazing parent or amazing communicator or amazing coworker. And just hoping that you'll take the habits, you'll take the tips, you'll take the physical brain chemistry shifts, the physical body shifts, the belief shifts, and all the things that we teach and share, and integrate this into that thing you're already doing or that thing that you want to share with everybody. Because we know and we've seen just how much that changes. Even extended family, they'll feel the shift, and it shifts the whole dynamic, the whole collective. It can shift your whole community. So we're so excited for this.
Yes. So with these tools, when we talk about these overarching, the dreams and who we're becoming, it's important to know that we're not talking about not doing the nitty-gritty, right? Because we have to still anchor it to day-to-day action. There's strategies in place. There's ways of understanding who you are. There's mastering what you came here to be, and some limitations you may be set along the way. Going through needs and values, understanding your masculine and feminine principles, understanding how to bring wholeness to the fragmentation. All of these things have options. And that's the whole key. Rather than trying to fit you into all of these different strategies that anchor it into the physical world and what you do and who you are and all of those steps, rather than anchoring back to a framework that gives you the freedom to find all of these different options and say, but what works for me now? What is going to really bring me the most cohesiveness, peace, and structure, right? Depending on how much structure someone needs. And so we are going to go into that, into a little bonus part 6, right, Meg?
Yep.
That we're going to, because really from this place, it's important that we toe that line between dreaming big and then making it happen. Dreaming big and making it happen. And there's a whole flow to this that we're going to talk you through. Okay. So definitely come back for that. In the meantime, we are opening our Health Transformation Accelerator program coming up. It's not now, right? So right now, finish this, do the workbook, and then we invite you to go and read the transformations and listen to the people's stories who have truly applied this and taken it down to the very foundational level of how they live their life, what they think, what they feel, what does that look like, how to overcome guilt and shame and intrusive thoughts and bad habits that we think that we have, and all of these things. You'll get to go hear the women who have really applied this and who have lived this, and they will tell you exactly how that went. So check that out. But after you have completed the portions for this challenge,
please email us. Instagram is always a great place too. We'd love hearing your updates and your feedback. So thank you for being here.
Sending you lots of love. You got this.
Thanks for coming out to hang with us on the podcast. It is our goal to transform the way women are treated in healthcare. And we need your help. We need your help to get the word out. We have a lofty goal of 1 million downloads. And we know that as this podcast grows, we're going to be able to reach more women, get more amazing speakers for you, and bring the most cutting edge information.
If you found these pod classes helpful, please take a moment to text 5 women you know the link to the series. We appreciate your help so much. Can't wait to see you next time.